I don't want to totally dismiss the other night, but I take it with a giant grain of salt. Tonight will be much better to get your first look at Rylan Griffin in particular and how he fits into this offense. So I think you can learn a lot from tonight. And with all these newcomers, you have 9 newcomers. Every single practice, every single moment matters in getting these guys comfortable and confident.
You saw Bill Self's all-time record as the coach of the Kansas Jayhawks. He is closing in a matter of a handful of games away from being the all-time winningest coach in the illustrious history of Kansas basketball. Only Fog Allen a couple wins ahead of him. This Washburn team, you saw Brett Ballard, their head coach. Very good Division II program, picked to win the MIAA this year. They are number 10 in the Division II national preseason poll that came out earlier today. Big expectations over in Topeka.
They return 85% of their scoring. So continuity reigns supreme for Coach Ballard's team.
Badunga wants it. Now dribbles out of the post. Storr wearing the white headband. Off the ball screen. Trap had it knocked away. Whistle against the Ichabods. And we have our first timeout. Kansas with 3 threes. KJ Adams finding AJ Storr from the corner. 11-2 Jayhawks. Fast start for the Jayhawks in this exhibition contest tonight. Bring you some good news from the family of one of Bill Self's staff members. Fred Quartelbaum is the director of operations, 12th year at Kansas. This is his son Mason, who this summer was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, but this week got the other end of it. Completed his chemotherapy, got to ring the bell. Congratulations, Mason. Cancer-free, way to go. Great news for the Quartelbaum family.
Absolutely. Shout out to Mason. And Fred Quartelbaum, if you ever have an opportunity to come across him, he is one of the most positive, optimistic individuals you'll ever come across. And so certainly, you know, he had a good support system around him, but Mason, the ultimate warrior, congratulations.
Fred Quartelbaum on the backside of that huddle there. There he is. Positive vibes emanating from Q. Well, 11-2 start to this game for the Jayhawks, Nick. 5 of their 6 shot attempts from downtown. Is that by design for KU?
Yeah, a little bit. Taking what the defense gives them. And again, without Hunter Dickinson, you're not going to get as many pure post-up opportunities. But Washburn coming out, trapping the post and trapping ball screens. And when you get it out of those traps, 3-point opportunities are typically available.
Defensive end. It has been an unkind rim for the Ichabods. Now a near Jayhawk turnover as Batchelor goes over the scorer's table.
Well, how many times? So Kansas fans will know they've seen this a million times. Most recently with KJ Adams, where sometimes he'll come around and throw a lob up. Perfectly executed, just couldn't get it to go down. Coach Ballard wanted the foul. Good execution, though.
Brett Ballard played at Kansas 2000 to 2002, was on that 02 Final Four team for Roy Williams. 7 years on Bill Self's staff, then went with Danny Manning. After 2 years as the head coach at Baker, went with Danny Manning to Tulsa and then on to Wake Forest as an assistant coach before taking over at Washburn. It's now his 8th season in Topeka. And his Ichabods force a turnover. Shorter with the deflection off the hand of Passmore.
Well, you gotta applaud Washburn's double teams. They're active with their hands. If you double team and you don't talk and fly around, you are going to get shred. And Washburn's flying around there with a sense of urgency and force up
for the Kansas rebound. McDowell, nice crossover. Sets up Passmore for 3. The Jayhawks continue to not be shy beyond the arc. Batchelor. This Washburn team has a lot of weapons offensively.
And again, they return 85% of their scoring. So there's continuity there and chemistry there as well, which is harder and harder to find in college basketball at any level.
They are missing a returning all-league player, Sam Ungashik, who is out injured. They do expect him back. Dylan Clausen as Griffin hit the ground. Timeout on the floor. Bombs away for the Jayhawks. Jamari McDowell freeing himself for 3. 29-14, Jayhawks leading the Ichabods. 7:20 to go in the opening half here at Allen Fieldhouse. over in Kansas City, Missouri tomorrow. The Big 12 Women's Soccer Championship gets underway. Weather has altered kickoff times for the first round matches tomorrow. 6th seed Kansas, first-year head coach Nate Lee taking on Arizona State at 5:15 Central Time tomorrow. Big 12 Soccer Championship presented by Sprouts Farmers Market. 5:15 tomorrow, CPKC Park down in the Kansas City riverfront for the Jayhawks and Arizona State tomorrow. Washburn.
When Kansas has KJ Adams at the 5, when they get transition opportunities, they need to be shot out of a cannon. That was pretty good transition basketball from the Jayhawks. And David Coit's just been really, really aggressive.
And number 8's going to make some things happen. 5'11", 175-pound senior from Columbus, New Jersey. After 3 years at Northern Illinois, decided to spend his last year as a Jayhawk coming out of the transfer portal.
And you made reference to it, that he's got some personality to him as well. The talkative guy, whereas DeJuan Harris, a little bit more of a quiet lead by example. Now it's a heck of an example that he does set, but at the end of the day, you do need somebody to have a voice in that locker room.
See what Washburn has out of the timeout from Brett Ballard. Mayo guarding Batchelor. Lawrence high against Washburn Rural right there. Single-digit shot clock. Hannah transfer to Washburn. He's originally from Wichita. Skip pass. Shorter trying to get one up. Shot clock down to 1. Ball knocked loose. Shot clock violation. No possession gained before the buzzer sounded.
It's a great example of the benefits of the small lineup defensively. You're able to press out, switch a lot of screens. And Washburn had a hard time even just initiating offense. And by the time they got it initiated, there was only about 12 seconds on the clock, and it ends in a turnover.
Adams with the fun to go into the locker room.
I think it was all from that timeout from Brett Ballard. I think, Tyson Rude rocks the rim.
Jack Batchelor with the drive, drawing the 2 and the find.
See, once again, yeah, you're switching all these screens because you're playing small. So switch, Rude's able to roll him down into the post. The thing about that for Harris is KJ Adams has Batchelor under control. There's no need to leave your man or to not stay attached to him. But now you get a game-like situation, 5.4 seconds left. Washburn does have a foul to give. But you got a lot of options here. Again, the general rule is you got a dribble per second.
Jesus leading 38-22 behind 8, count them 8, three-pointers. 3 of them from that man, David Coit, who led the Jayhawks with 13 first-half points. Final exhibition game for the #1 team in the country. 38-22, Kansas up on Washburn at the break. Top-ranked team in the country for the 2nd straight season in the AP preseason poll. Here's first half numbers. 54% shooting jumps out at you there, Nick Voss, especially when you're 8 of 19 from 3.
Yeah, no question about it. And the only issue was KU turned it over a little bit too much. They had 10 turnovers in that first half. So when they did not turn the ball over, their efficiency speaks for itself. 9 teamers
in the offseason. Now you've got to make it work, and this is still only October. The North Carolina game, the Duke game, they're still only in November. Long season up ahead, but Kansas playing as tough a schedule maybe as they've ever played. 5 teams in the Big 12 are in the AP top 10. Kansas has 10 games scheduled against teams in the AP preseason top 25. 8 of those 10 games are against teams in that preseason top 10. My goodness.
It is a daunting non-conference schedule. And then you know what the Big 12 provides.
And plus some more this year with Arizona, Colorado,
crazy.
A road trip to Utah.
Well, and one thing that these newcomers have to understand, KJ Adams and DeJuan Harris, those guys get it. Whenever a team...
The Hawks are cooking. Zeke Mayo, another 3.
It's amazing what unselfishness can do. It's contagious. Coit with the extra pass to Mayo there. A.J. Storr could have taken the three, but instead he attracts Mayo's defender and finds the hot hand. Great play from A.J. Storr.
Just what you were talking about. Give it up. The ball will come back to you. Or backing in on Clements. Turns baseline. In and out. Ball loose. Clements finds it. For this season. A lot of Jayhawk action coming up this weekend on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus over the next 6 days. KU home games in women's basketball Friday, volleyball Saturday afternoon, and then the regular season opener for Bill Self's team next Monday in the John McClendon Classic against Howard. Kansas ball out of the timeout. 7.5 to go. Point guard, combo guard type players.
I think so, especially with the ability defensively from DeJuan Harris. If you're going to play two guards who are typically small in stature, they better play well on the defensive end of the floor, and they better be good defensively. And I think both these guys are built that way, in particular DeJuan Harris. But you're right, whether it's Frank Mason, Devontae Graham, you like to have two guys that can attack.
Russell Robinson, Mario Chalmers,
yep,
Sharon Collins coming in off the bench. That group won a championship. This team will at least have that option for Bill Self.
Coit's done a good job on the ball, setting the tone.
An errant Washburn pass.
Russell Robinson was just terrific on the ball. Mario Chalmers with his length was outstanding. Sharon Collins was stocky, tough on the ball defensively.
Frank Mason,
as
great as he was offense, better play. Both at the back buckets. 95 seconds to go. Timeout Kansas to get 4 players, 2 on each side, into the ball game. Patrick Cassidy, Justin Cross coming on for the Jayhawks. There's Cassidy, walk on, former manager from down the southeast corner in Columbus. There's Wilder Evers.
Yeah, they were defending hard today at shoot-around.
Brett Ballard has cleared his bench of all available bodies as well.
Good-looking player.
Highlights for a lifetime. Knocking in a 3 in Allen Fieldhouse.
10 points now, double figures for him.
Minute to go. Storr walked with it. Well, it goes for real Monday for the Jayhawks.
Yes, sir.
For Washburn, they go until next Friday when they open up Municipal Auditorium against Sioux Falls. And then they'll take on the reigning D2 champs the next night.